Newcastle Fans TV. I hope you're doing all right, everybody. Let's make that bigger. Let's do that. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing all right. I am currently live, as you can see, in the hotel. I've obviously got the wireless mic on, so I can move around. Ferdinand, come up here. Good boy. Good boy. So we've got little Les. You can't even see him, can you? Can you see him? There he is. There he is. Do you want to say hello, everyone? Do you want to say hello, everyone? Come here. Come say hello. And yeah, say hello. Oh, do you want to drink a water? No. So, obviously, I have been chilling at the hotel, been editing. I've done the match. I've done 4 videos. This is the 4th one. So I thought, you know what? Let's go live. Let's try and test the Wi-Fi out the neat, see how it is. And it's decent, the Wi-Fi. Obviously, the club stayed here as well last night. That's if any of you have seen my earlier videos, I couldn't literally check in. They wouldn't allow me to because the club have stayed at the same hotel. Obviously, there was a lot of Newcastle fans currently staying here as well. But it's fairly quiet. It's a really nice hotel. So I got this as a Christmas gift from the place where I work. So that was nice because then I was in hotels. And just breaking the day up tomorrow, come back as it's a long drive. Gary says, cheers, Les. Hi, Lee. I hope you're doing well, mate. I am. I'm really, really happy, as you can tell, with the 4 wins. And Wolfstone, hiya, and Catty D, hi as well. We're also live on Twitch as well as YouTube tonight. This also gets turned into an audio podcast as well. So if you're listening, we are currently live on YouTube, and it's just YouTube and Twitch, and it's just me little self because I'm the only one from the channel that came doing. So I've been a very, very busy bee. So we are going to still run the same format as per normal here on the last word. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things such as the lineup and the goals. I want to bring up a few talking points. We'll look at the league table, and obviously I'll interact with you in the live chat as well. Gary's gone out and say, and Isak joint 4th now with 10 goals. We will talk about Mr. Isak a little bit later. We can say that. Where's Johnny? Where is Johnny? Johnny, where are you? You're near the bed. Johnny. I don't know where Johnny is. Has anyone seen Johnny? Anyone seen Johnny? No? Thought not. No, it's just myself. I can turn this on, you know, if this makes us brighter. Oof, look at that. Oh, look at that. I don't know how long that'll last, like me power light. But yes, so obviously come and doing brilliant hat trick for says Wolf. So to come and doing to Portman Road, first time for me personally. So I'm really happy with that. Obviously Bobby Robson, of course. The whole situation. We've both got statues, both clubs. He's adored by both sets of fans and club. Obviously, he's won Ipswich incredibly the UEFA Cup back in the day, and I think he won them an FA Cup if I'm not mistaken as well. So coming down, I was quite excited to see basically the place because I love going to new ground, and this is obviously one that I want to check out and stuff like that. So obviously, I went to see his statue as well. I had a little selfie with the statue, of course, and a little bit of the videos on the vlog as well, which is it's only gone out the last hour, so the vlogs, do check it out. Murphy for Sister, the season's on fire. We will be talking about Murphy as well, says Mark as well. So coming in, I was very much looking forward to this one, and I actually hope Ipswich do stay up. And just literally because I can see the stadium in front of us, they've got the Sir Bobby Robson stand, you've got the Sir Bobby Robson statue, you've got the Sir Bobby Robson bridge, literally just all in front of us. It's mad. Obviously a legend of both Newcastle and of course down here in Ipswich. So yeah, coming into it, Newcastle in a really good run of form. You cannot deny it. You look at the wins against Leicester, you look at the wins against Brentford. Yes, I did say in the match reaction, it's not the calibre because the next 4 fixtures we're playing really tough opposition, but we'll come to that a little bit later. But let's take a look at the lineup first of all. So of course this is what Eddie Howe went with, and there was only one change. Of course, we know that Joe Linton was suspended, and it was either going to be Joe Willock or Sean Longstaff that was going to come into that centre midfield, and it was Willock, who was decent in midweek as well. I actually thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it might have been Sean Longstaff that came in to the start 11, but I'm happy to be wrong. We've nearly, we've got a very strong side at the moment. There's the likes of Pope, Wilson to come back shortly. And then you've got Botman on the horizon. Kraft's coming back. Lascelles isn't too far back as well. So, touch wood, there's not too many more injuries. But as you were, this side is on form as well. So there's your starting lineup. If you were surprised by any, please do let me know in the live chat as well. And surprised Osula didn't get any win today, says Joshua. Yes, we are going to talk about that as well. Even though it's just me myself, I can literally talk the walls off. It makes me sound like I type myself, that doesn't it? But that was a starting lineup, and you got to think yourself, right? You're playing against a side that's never won at home all season in the Premier League. You've just played Brentford, who've never won away in the against a Premier League side rather this season. So surely you've got 3 points, especially with Liam Delap being suspended as well. He picked up a daft yellow card for that interaction with Norwich Wolves with a bit of the scuffle last week. I think they did miss them. I think they missed the focal point, but I don't think they would have won anyways with them in the side because look how many goals they've shipped it in. And yes, we've scored, I think, some fortunate goals today. I really do. I think we've been gifted 1 or 2. But yeah, let's get on with it because it was an incredible start. You know, the way end was absolutely some church bells again off outside, man. The way end was absolutely bouncing even before kickoff, and Sir Bob Robson songs were being sung. We knew that everyone was in high spirits. Everyone was just feeling good about the week, and we can win Ipswich, we can cap it off. And what a start! What a start, man! What was it? 25 seconds. But then we were like confused because then it got pulled back for VAR. Now, obviously, Isak clearly onside because we knew that inside the stadium. So I think Muric has to do better as well. I think he has to save Isak's shot. But obviously, it goes to VAR. It's Murphy on the right-hand side. And with the naked eye, it's very, very tight. But they've allowed it. It took a long, long time. It took 2 minutes to give the goal. And Newcastle are up and running thanks to Alexander Isak, who is a man on fire at the moment. Geordie, 2 for life. Hope you're doing all right. Evening late. Fantastic from the lads today. Bruno Tonali, Isak Murphy, all outstanding. Merry Christmas and safe journey home. I wish you health and happiness. Take care, mate. That's lovely. Thank you very much for that, Geordie. 2 for life. Drop us a massive like on this as well. Gary, Kilvin Tonali in the 6th role has been the difference. He elevates the players around him and gives to the defence the cover they need. He has to be in the first team in that team sheet. Fantastic player. And bet that bed Isak slept in was a lucky bed. I'm hoping it's Isak, mate. Need bed testing on this channel. Go on, hooking lads. Right, but as I say, back in the stadium, we didn't know what was going on with the goal because obviously there was a lot of. I think for the people that are watching, there's an image now showing you the goal, and then it was like it got chalked off pretty quick, as you can see. Then then we're waiting for the VAR to come back, and you know, Ipswich are hoping that against in their favour. Of course it does, and you know we slag VAR off a lot. Everybody does. We're fickle, but obviously it's went in Newcastle's favour, so it goes against you, it goes for you as well. And obviously this is the moment where it's given the fans realise that Newcastle are off to an absolute flyer inside the first couple of minutes. It was, and yeah, 1-0 up. Really hit off of it's the second quickest goal this season, I think it is, because we scored one very quick against Forest earlier in the season. But yeah, fantastic. We're 1-0 up. Brilliant. Can you go on and dominate the game and, you know, keep going and make that second? And the second, it didn't. It wasn't that long after. And Jacob Murphy obviously was getting a bit of stick. I don't know if you were picking it up on your stream, but he was getting booed because he used to play for Norwich over on that right hand side. And I actually think that again, Muric has to save it. The goals, obviously, Jacob Murphy comes over to the Newcastle fans to milk it and enjoy the celebrations. And it's a great hit, don't get me wrong. It is a fantastic hit. And it's a fantastic hit. Apologies about that audio there. I don't know what happened there. We are using hotel Wi-Fi, so again, I do apologise as well. But as I was trying to say there, with Murphy, he just hit it. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to defend the goalkeeper because it's so close to him. But for me, it's the power, and it hits the underside of the bar and goes in. But for me, I think the keeper has to do a little bit better than for me. Stapleton says in the comments, I think that was 2019 Wolfzone, and Seattle Geordie scores and say, looks like I'll be taking the call out of Eddie's stock, and great result. Merry Christmas to you and Ferdinand. Safe trip. How are the lads and lasses? Yeah, I'll be going home tomorrow. Not all the way home. We're going to do something on the way back up. Perez, question mark, says Gary. As in Perez, yes, Perez. What we're talking here, Formula One or something? What is on about? Sergio Perez has left Red Bull. Is that what we're talking about here? Away Ferrari. Away. So apologies about that connection loss. We are using hotel Wi-Fi, but we go on. I did test it, but as I say, Murphy put Newcastle 2-0 up, and by this stage, I don't know if this picture picks up, but it was absolutely chucking it down. I haven't seen a game like that for quite a while. It was absolute. The wind was spitting the rain left, right, and centre. And if any of you have watched the vlog, in the vlog, Ipswich fans leave the game on the 27th minute and go in the concourse. How soft is that? How soft are you for doing that? Newcastle, a couple of lads had the tops off and everything, but 2-0 up. Fantastic for Jacob Murphy. Last hat-trick, Lee. Hat-trick a long time. Perez. Right. Okay. The question was, when was the last time I scored a hat-trick? Yes, Ayoze Pérez against Southampton. That was towards the end of the season when he was sold. I thought he was going down about F1 or something like that. Geordie, Tune for Life. Lee, at home games, I see you in front of two young lads, one with ginger hair. Get them on the channel. They seem great lads. Only I thought, they do. There's three of them, the three pals that sit right in front of me at home games as well. But one of them comes down from Edinburgh to the Toon games, so fair play to him. So 2-0 up, right? In the third one, what's going on with the third one? Well, I'll be honest with you. I actually thought that the ref stopped the play. I've obviously seen it back, and I've seen the still shot. So obviously, Muric passes the ball out, and it's an awful pass. He's an awful keeper. Bruno nicks the ball back, so fair play to Bruno. And then Isak's picked the ball up from like 9 yards out and thinking, I've got a chance here to score. And he scores, and I'm like, we didn't know what was going on because in the stadium, we actually thought that the referee had actually blew and stopped the play because it was like slow motion. Do you know when it's attackers on side, but the refs blew, but they still put it back in the net? It felt like that. So, because if you see the next clip, which I'm about to show you, we were a little bit like, so is it a goal? Is it not a goal? And it's being given, and it's like, all right, okay, we're 3-0 up, and I'm like, all right. So I was kind of like, I mean, we're 3-0 up. I don't know what it was like back on the telly, like, because I haven't seen the replays back. But there we go. We're 3-0 up. We're cruising. It's a question for me is how many you want, to be honest with you, because we are absolutely dominating. 3-0 up, and the way end, by the way, the way end was just brilliant. The way end, it's my favourite way end so far this season. And now the result does help. Don't get me wrong, but just even if I said at the top of the stream as well before that earlier on, before the game, the fans were just in really good spirits as well. And actually, I was actually quite fearful of coming to Ipswich in terms of the drive, but it's 3 motorways in here. It's actually easier to get here than it is Norwich, because Norwich you've got to go to Peterborough, then along on that A whatever road is. It's a tractor road of 50 miles, 60 miles with cameras on, whereas Ipswich is literally 3 motorways. So I didn't find it that bad. I was fearing coming to Ipswich, but it was pretty easy to get out. Mind you, I did drive down through the neat like, and I had a bit of a nap in the car. But half time. So come half time, I'm thinking we're 3-0 up. When are you going to bring the likes of Lewis Miley on, Willis Sula, even Matty Target to some extent, to get some minutes? Because the game's won, really, let's be honest. Ipswich aren't going to score 4 goals. They're not going to come back and win that. How often that happens? Probably once in every 300 games. So 3-0 up, you're coming out in the second half, right? Again, okay. Is it the same? Are we going to see a different Ipswich side come out and attack? Where it surely has to happen because they're getting beat 3-0. I can't keep going the same way as well. Lee, ask at reception when you leave, which Newcastle player staff had your room. Yeah. It'd be quite funny. They were still there when I was checking in. Not to mention Bruno's half volley past the second half. Oh my God. That was beautiful, Ches. It was incredible. Right in front of us as well. Looking down because I was on the higher tier. Absolutely brilliant. Darren says, we are making teams look very poor now with the balance of the team. Tonali's looking more and more like prime Perlo with every game. Ipswich couldn't handle the overload from Bruno and Willock. Also, just in that first half as well, I've totally forgot about this. Isak again 1-on-1. Why is he missing 1-on-1s? And now he scored a hat-trick, but he's missing too many 1-on-1s for me. If he wants to be elite, he has to put them simple chances away. And now the rain probably affected it. And obviously you had the Gordon header which bounced down in the ground and went over. I'm not really going to question Anthony Gordon on that because he heads it down, to be honest with you. But 4-0, pretty quick. And Yes, it's fantastic by Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy, big mass from Burnley. The I've selected on the wrong one. I've selected on damn. We'll come back to that in a minute. But Alexander Isak makes it 4-0. He's picked up the match ball. Murphy does unbelievable. But I also at the same time look at that and think that's comical defending. He's like kind of not even jogged. It's probably lower pace, and it's a great back heel awareness by Murphy to do it. But get a foot in, Ipswich. Get a foot in, clear it for your own sake. And then again, it's. I think it's comical. I think it's brilliant work by Murphy to do the back heel, and Isak's picked the ball up again. Like he's 7 yards out, thinking this is a great chance for me once again, and he prods it home, and it's like Isak's thinking, you've just not gifted me 2 goals. You've given me all the space in the world to score 2 easy goals today. And the one of them was the other powerful shot, which, again, I think the goalkeeper should have saved. But Isak's laughing. Isak's laughing his head off. He's got a hat-trick. It's his first hat-trick for Newcastle, and what a player, man. What an absolute player. And I was like, right, how then? Let's get Usula on. The game's won. He's got his hat-trick. Get him off. Get Usula on. I am disappointed. I'm not going to lie if I'm nitty-picking that Usula didn't come on because the game was won. By this stage, you're now 4-0 up and you want to bed him in against a team that is struggling. You're having all the ball, you're creating chances. Stick him on. Get him up top. You might grab a goal. You might boost his confidence. You might give him the world of good. So I'm disappointed with Eddie Howe not bringing Usula on. Miley was brought on later on, and obviously you've seen the likes of Trippier and Shaw Longstaff and what have you. The subject Harvey Barnes and all that. Jane, I'll cheers all its cans over here today. I'm sadly that's not vodka or anything like that. It's just plain water. So there you go. Hall is becoming more and more consistent every game, says Steve as well. I also, as well, if you can comment down below, not the live chat, the actual comment box, if you like this format, it could all depend on the hotel Wi-Fi. I'll do more of these as well, if you prefer that interaction rather than just the last word. And Frankie's gone on to say that haven't seen anything in the game today. I was at work, so only hearing about the detail now through you. Best way to hear about the great result. Thank you very much, Frankie. Went in, and at least Sandro is improving as well. Sorry, I've just missed a comment off as well, so I do apologise. It's gone past my screen. But 4-0. Ipswich then have a lot of the ball, but didn't really test the Brav. Well, actually, they had one. I think it was their substitute tested the goalkeeper, and also I forgot to mention first half. Dubravka did make an important one-on-one save as well at that stage as well, so I've totally forgot about that. And Ches has got to say, yeah, to be honest, I didn't see any logical reason why Sula didn't get a game, only if just to rest Isak. We need to move away from Gordon as an option up front. I didn't like Gordon up top. Get a Sula on. Get him on. You know, people saying he's unproven, but what a chance to put him on the neat. And then, it was funny because we all thought that Dan Burn had had made it 5-0. He comes running over and milking it. Look at him. I love this. I absolutely love this. He's rolling on the floor. Watch. You can see one of the Sullies, our pals, right at the front there, giving it large. Dan Burn's rolling on the floor. Lewis Hall's giving a little bit of a tickle and all that, a little bit of a cuddle and what have you. And watch Dan Burn here. He nars when you look to the left. Watch, there. He nars is being disallowed. He nars he's offside. I thought that was funny. That's just, I don't know if you've seen the quiz of Dan Burn presenting the other day. Dan Burn's big Christmas quiz at the club, and I thought that was quite funny. That was a comical moment, but we were enjoying ourselves, you know what I mean? We thought it could have been 5-0, but no, Dan Burn. Obviously, we've seen Bruno hit the post with a diving header a little bit earlier on in the game, but yeah, 4-0, man. And asked Ipswich and let's not get carried away with it and Brentford and Leicester, but now what? We've scored plenty of goals, loads of goals the past week. And it's against teams that are mid to lower table. Yes, Leicester and Ipswich will be further down the table, but Brentford, well, we'll come on to their Brentford result in a minute. But we're winning games, we're scoring goals. But I do want to talk about the fixtures coming up as well. Steve says, unpopular opinion, minutes for Miley and the others were more important than Asula today. Miley, yeah, I would like to say both of them, Steve, if I'm being honest. God forbid that's supposed to say. Craig from New Zealand, this game was magic to watch. It could have been 7 or 8 Newcastle. Look to their best. And Ches, it's funny, Gary. I know it seems like we're nitty picking, but hey, we'll let you be perfectionist, didn't we? I was like a twisted with stomach. Right, let's hear what Eddie Howe said about that magnificent 4-0 win.
Start to the game for us, I think a really quick start, and I think whenever you go away from home, if you can score it and make that kind of early impression, it certainly gives you a fighting chance to go on and win the game. We haven't done that enough away from home this year. We've been on the other hand, we've conceded the first goal too many times, so it was refreshing today, and we never look back from that moment really. The minutes now, I think he's relished in that. I don't think there's any negative for Alex. I think it's just a case of trying to manage him, especially in a week like we've just had with a 3-game week, and fortunately this week, because of the scorelines, we've been able to do that. For me, he's got everything. I think he showed that with his goals today. He could have possibly had more, but he was deadly when he gets the chances. He's a very technically gifted player, but he's got a coolness in front of goal which is quite rare to find. Yeah, I thought Jacob the last few games has been really contributing for us in terms of numbers, so assists and goals, and he's popped up with another goal today, and he was behind the early goal as well for us, so big contributions from Jacob. I think he's capable of the unexpected. He's got really good awareness, very unselfish player, Jacob. He's always thinking of how he can supply and assist other people, and that's why I'm so pleased when he scores, because that's for him, but I'm pleased that assist will be talked about for a while.
Where that assist was brilliant to back heel it, and it could be considered for goal of the month just because of the assist. Against Everton, the rules were reversed when Isak jinxed past a few players and squared it to Murphy to score Goodison. Why can't people give Jacob Murphy a chance on the right wing instead of looking for a new right winger? Just give him a chance, people. Look, I think Jacob Murphy's on form, and the question is now, okay, so you've shown it against lesser opposition the last 3 fixtures. The next 4 fixtures, can Jacob Murphy do it? The likes against Villa, Man United, Spurs, Arsenal. Let's see, but I still think that right wing needs strengthened. You might have Jacob Murphy as the second option. I think Miggy's gone. I think Miggy is literally just... I think Miggy's also been told a lesson by Eddie Howe. Like, look, I'm not just hardly going to play you. I'm barely going to play you. That'll force him to make the decision, hopefully, that he leaves, to be honest with you. And please bring back the player ratings as well. I will try my very best, but I cannot do all the workload. That's the problem that I've got. I can try my best. Miley was composed, neat and tidy, says Steve, and when he came on, considering his lack of first team minutes. Yes, and obviously it's good to see Miley come back, because I think he will be important in the next few games coming up, considering that we're playing like every 4 or 5 games, aren't we? So I want to talk about Alexander Isak. We have to, because he's scored a hat-trick, and the lad is on fire at the moment. If we pull up the goal scoring charts, which we haven't really done this season, to be fair, look at that fancy graphic I made. There we go. So if you look at the top 3, they're all big teams, bigger teams. Sorry, you might say, but Alexander Isak for little old Newcastle sitting with 10 goals, and look at Brian Wimmer. Look at Chris Wood. What season! Since he's left us, he's been on fire. Nicholas Jackson and Johan Vissa, who is fantastic. I think he's underrated. Of course, we're talking about that right wing position. Look, Brian Mbemo, can't get him. It's shocking that they didn't start him in midweek, but hey, I'm not going to complain about that. But Alexander Isak, man, and Arsenal fans going on and on and on about him. Oh, mate, they've got this obsession with him that they think that he's going to have him, and Eddie Howe kind of laughed it off in other press stuff they need. So unbelievable. Still got 3.5 years left on his deal. It would actually take an astronomical bid to come in to take Alexander Isak away. I think, and I'll say it as well, I think Isak is more important than Bruno Guimaraes, and I think he's more important than Anthony Gordon. The simple fact is, goals win your games. Simple as that. If I had to lose any one of those 3, I'll keep Isak first. I think for me, because you win the game. If you take Isak, this Newcastle side right now, Callum Wilson can't stay fit. Asula's a kid. Gordon gets players up top, and I don't think he's strength. It's Isak. He's just unreal. Jane Atlanta, hello, Jay. I missed your comment before, mate. I put my teeth back in. Two big keys for us to space related. Tonali is like moving the zone of domination and the space in, and Isak is a threat across the entire top. Both of these are huge for us. Little Ferdinand behind us as well. Are you chilling, son? Are you chilling? Is that what you're doing? Bakayoko, the front 3. Yeah, I did a little profile on him on the right winger's position earlier. And I do miss the fan reactions as well. Says well, so we are going to look at a lot of things over in the new year with some more live shows, because I do feel like the channel could do with a lot more. And David's gone out and saying nobody's not giving him a chance, mate. We all like Murphy, but we do need consistency in that position. If he's the best man for the job, he'll play, but he needs competition. And Chris says, Murphy's a good backup on the right, but we need a big player there. I agree. I think that's still the strength they need. But he's really doing well. Now, as I say, can he go on and kick on at 4 big sides, which we'll come on to, we are going to talk about that. Can he do that against the big sides? So we're seeing the top scorers. Let's have a look at the results across the Premier League so far today. Look at that, man. Aston Villa 2. Man City 1. What's that now with Man City? Is it something like, is it 10 defeats out of 13 or 11 out of 30? It's mental. The fall from grace from Man City. And I don't believe it's just Rodri. I think there's more to it than that. Brentford haven't lost all season at home. Unbelievable record. And Forest have gone there and won 2-0. What a result for Forest, by the way. Brilliant result for them. And they're in the top 4. We'll come to the league table in a minute. Our result, 4-0. I don't think there's many surprises about the result. Maybe the scoreline. People might go, oh, that's a good win for Newcastle, that, you know. West Ham 1, Brighton 1. West Ham fans are like, meh, about the coach at the minute. And Palace were level at one stage with Arsenal, and they've just battered them, put 5 down them in Selhurst Park. So 1 or 2 eyebrows raised in the Premier League with the results. Let's have a little look at the league tables, how it stands this Saturday night. Liverpool have obviously top, 2 points clear. Chelsea will literally hunt them down, and now Liverpool have a game in hand. Of course, Arsenal with that win, 17 played. Forest in the top 4 now. Villa are 5th. Man City have dropped all the way down to 6th. It's mental, isn't it? Man City have lost more games in the league than we have, and people think we're having a bad season. We're up to 7th. So it's all looking much more rosy. It's still very tight, don't get me wrong, because one win with Fulham can go 6th as well with a couple of wins. Well, not even a couple of wins, 1 win in a good goal difference. So very, very tight, but it looks much better that Newcastle are now climbing and sitting 7th in the Premier League, which is brilliant. We need to keep going, because I still think that we can chase Forest down quite easily, especially with the collapse of Man City. I mean, 5th place might even get you Champions League place this season, depending how well the clubs do in Europe. But we'll see. We should do. 5th, top 5 should really get your Champions League. But if Newcastle can just get back into Europe, and things are looking positive in the semi-finals now, because look, I did criticise Eddie Howe, and I was swinging towards thinking, I'm tired of this. I'm getting sick of this. If he doesn't improve, he's going to have to go. But he's turned around unbelievable. 3 wins, lots of goals. And not just that, we scored lots of goals against Liverpool, remember, as well. So we're scoring plenty as well. Mark said there, it's mad to think if we beat Villa, we could be sitting in 5th bonk as it is. It's a mad Premier League, isn't it? It's just absolute crackers. It is. It's just mental. It's a bit like the women's championship with the women's football. If you look at the league in there, it's so tight. It's mental. But has he turned it around, Eddie Howe? That's the question. I think the bigger test. He's come out this with full 10 out of 10s for me this week. 3 wins. Can't ask for any more. Out of the moon. Now we've got some tough fixtures, haven't we? We've got, as I say, Villa, Man United, Spurs, and Arsenal in the first leg of the League Cup. And obviously we've got a couple of players suspended. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, David. If you can drop us a like before you head out, that would be wonderful. But I'm going to bring up something a little bit different. I want to bring up some talking points for you. These are the talking points that I am taking away from today's game. Has Eddie Howe turned it around? Comment, please comment. I think he's had a fantastic week, but I think the next 4 results will show where our season will go. I really do. Villa, Man United, Spurs, and Arsenal next. Obviously, Arsenal is in this first leg of the semi-final. It's away from home, but we've got 2 away trips to London there. 3 away trips if you include Man United as well. How good is Alexander Isak and keeping him fit? Because if we lose Isak to injury, we're not going to win games, or not as many, put it that way. We are not going to win as many games. Jacob Murphy's fine form. Let's be honest, we'll have to praise him when it's due. We criticise when it's due. He's on fire at the minute. How long can he keep it up? Can he keep his form going? For me, in defence with the ball, Dubravka is clearly better with his feet at the ball than Pope. Dubravka's quicker, he's sharper. Pope is slow and sluggish when the ball is at his feet. I think Pope is much better at basically shot stopping. I do. But Dubravka's much better with his feet. Do Newcastle look at the market this summer, maybe get a goalkeeper who's good with his feet, because I think Dubravka will probably leave. Dan Burn has been absolutely outstanding this season. Point to me how many bad games Dan Burn has had, maybe one or two. He's been unreal. He knows that Sven Botman's coming back. Does Sven Botman deserve to go ahead of Dan Burn on quality? You would say yes, but on form, no. Dan Burn has been absolutely unreal. Tonali looks class in the middle. I put middles. In the middle of the three. Bruno's starting to play better. We've got options with Joe Litton to the left of that, with Willock. Things are looking better. They're my talking points that I believe were coming away from the last 3 games. That's what I have brought up. Let me know if you agree and disagree on all of that as well. But yeah, that's it. Wrapping up. If you've got any questions or anything you want to fire at me before we wrap up, Les, do you want to come? Come on. You're not camera shy, are you? Howard, come here. Oh, come at the table, Howard. Come at the table. There we go. How are you? There we go. It's a bit slippy though, isn't it? And it's sun, isn't it? It's a bit slippy. It's a bit slippy. Right. Oh, there we go. Go on, can chill. So, loads of videos out for you today. I've done 4. Absolutely knackered. I've got some socials to post as well. And then have a bit of a relaxing day coming back. And there we go. Dubravka looks more confident and more command of his box than he did last season. Dubravka is good with his feet, but Pope is better with crosses. I do agree with you, Chris. I do. Someone come up with questions quick. Don't let Lee off this easy. What's the best away day you've been on? Oh, blooming hell. Spurs when we beat them 1-0. Do you remember when Joe Litton scored? Just didn't have any hope of Steve Bruce in charge. The day was just class. It was red hot. There was 4 of us in the car. I wasn't driving for a change. Johnny was banging on about England winning some cricket World Cup thing at the same day. I got a pint that come up from the ground, and that was in tears. Joe Litton, I just didn't expect it. I just really didn't, because that season was just awful. But yeah, I'd probably say that, weirdly. I did like the Champions League away nights. Dortmund was great. Tour in America was great. Japan was great and stuff like that. And I just don't understand the flack Dubravka gets from some sections of the fan base. Steve goes on to say, I agree with Byrne has been good moving forward. We need Botman, another class sent off. I agree with you, but you shouldn't be just dislodged out the side because he's just back from injury. Byrne has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And frankly, some of our fans always need a scapegoat, mate. And did the whole ground thing, there's only one Bobby Robson? Great question, Mr. Stapleton. I was actually slightly disappointed with the Ipswich fan base. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought they were pretty quiet. I thought they would be loud and all that. I was just thinking, where's the atmosphere? I know the 1-0 doing straight away, but where's the atmosphere? They did applaud her, to be fair. When we went singing Bobby Robson, they did applaud her a couple of times. But then it was more like when the rain come, a lot of them were going in the concourse behind and all that, and the atmosphere wasn't there for me. And then Chris Banks has asked Lee, what's your prediction in the semi-final against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup? Well, I think that we might get beat in the first leg, because I think we can win in the second leg, but it's how much do you lose by? If we can just lose by 1 goal, keep the tie alive, and then you've got Bruno and Shea back in the starting 11, under the lights at St James's Park, that could be a different. I think we'll win the second leg. It depends. For me, what's crucial is that first leg, because I do actually think we'll win the second leg. You don't want to lose 3-0 in Arsenal, because I think it's game hour. And we're not going to win that by that much at St James's Park hour. But no. Right, if you could drop us a massive like, that'll be wonderful. For this live stream, I'm going to leave it. Love yous and leave you. This is also available on audio podcasts as well. We put podcasts out with the Greenwood and Mullin Show, The Last Word, and the Women's Podcast all get put onto Spotify and iTunes or wherever you get your pods from. But I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good night, everyone. 3 points, get in. We'll see you very soon here on Newcastle Fans TV.